We will move on to the Executive Mayor's address, but for that I would like to call upon the Deputy Mayor to come and introduce the Mayor to us. Over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce the Executive Mayor of the town, number one citizen of the town, Peter Msimboti Lobese. And the way I'm going to introduce him, for that matter, I've worked with him, then therefore, for me, it's very easy to introduce him. Comrade Msimboti Lobese was born in Alice, in the Eastern Cape, on the 6th of June, 1969. He's still very young. Still very young. And he had a birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday. Together with the advisor in his office yesterday, we had our little caucus in the corner. We were trying to lobby him to a certain venue so as to celebrate his birthday with him as the trio only men, but we couldn't succeed. And I'm happy that we couldn't succeed. The only message that I received that he is with his family. That's a very good thing. He's a family man. The executive mayor started his primary education in Middle Drift and also high school, where he matriculated at Ndabengonyane High School. In primary school and also the high school, he was an all-rounder there in terms of sport, because he played soccer, he played rugby. Now where I know him, he's a judeka, he's a karateka, and he had belts in the JKA karate, but he stopped at first then. I think he was becoming older then to move on. He stopped at the first then. The tertiary education, he went to Rhodes University to study journalism there. You know the social conditions of our times. He was unable then to proceed with that. But due to financial constraints, he had to go back and work. And he worked at Rubek Seafoods. He worked at NH. Because of those little pennies, he had to go back to school, where he got a Bachelor of Communications. Now, coming to the gist of the matter, he was a very prominent person in terms of unions, because as he was a worker, he was also assisting the workers on the ground because of the conditions of work at the workplace. And the talent of becoming a politically minded person started to grow up or to be shown. He started as a unionist, and immediately after that, he became a very prominent leader in the ANC. He led the ANC here in Bito, and immediately after that, he was deployed in the mayor's office as the manager, and subsequently to that, he became the deputy director at the community service. Because of his prominence in politics, he wanted to fly high, to show his talent and vision in terms of politics. He formed his own party with his comrades, and by 2016 they received a seat, and that is why he's the executive mayor today. That's his struggle in life, and it really shows that anyone can do it if you believe in yourself. So, in terms of sport here in Plett, there are so many clubs also that he played for. He played for Zeblon, he played for Parades and other teams. So he didn't only play when he was still young, he also played here in Plettenberg Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce and you to welcome the Executive Mayor of Pito, Peter Msimboti Lobese. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Goeienaand. First of all, I just want to say thank you to Almighty God for this opportunity that He gave us. I also want to say thank you to the Pito Municipal Council, of which I happen to be the chairperson, because the mayor is nothing else but the chairperson of the council. Deputy Mayor is present here. Councillor Sandy Sotapa, you just introduced me today. Councillor Swart, Dave Swart, is a ward councillor, Ward 1. Ward 2, is it Ward 2 where we are today? He is not alone, he is accompanied by his wife. Can we stand up, ma'am, so that they can see Councillor Swart's wife? You know, they think that politicians don't have wives. Thank you very much. So, the other thing that I really want to appreciate, it's not easy to get a president of an association. You know, to attract, or when you got somebody like Mr. Michaels here, Klassen, I mean, it's not easy. And we are all fortunate to get a president of an association. Mr. Rudi Klassen, welcome to Pito, and thank you very much for coming to motivate our young men and women in sport. Mr. Klassen is not alone, he's also accompanied by his wife. Can we stand up, ma'am, so that we greet you warmly? But the committee of Pito Sport Council, can you all stand up, please? The Pito Sport Council committee, all those people were active. Look at them, good people. We must give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. I know the municipal officials that were involved, especially in my office. Can those municipal officials stand up so that we give them also a round of applause, please? We want to see you. Thank you very much. But this event will never be a success or will cease to exist if we never had these players, these clubs. I just want us to give a round of applause to all the players and clubs that are present. I'm not going to talk much, but except to say thank you very much for making the Easter tournament a success. Mr. Klassen has motivated you. Councillor Swart spoke to you. Mine is just to say thank you very much. We started with this event last year, but last year it was big because we said it's a sport gala. We gave award to all sporting code in Pito, karate, every sport. This year, I think the Sport Council decided that let us separate the bigger sport gala and only invite the participant of the Easter tournament, mayoral Easter tournament, of which you happen to be. I could hear them saying that there is a sport gala that is coming for all sporting Godville. Is that your plan? Yes, I think Councillor Swart, you heard them. I'm not sure if that has been budgeted for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to you again with another request that please give us more money. Because when I ask for money, I must submit a proposal to council and then they approve it. This year, last year, the amount we've contributed as council last year was 400,000 for the Easter tournament last year. That money transport players, it provide food for the committees, pricing, medals and everything. This year, that amount was increased from 400,000 to 480,000. When we came in here, you will understand that I know for a fact when we came in as this new council in 2016, we said, you used sometimes to play for 1,500, 3,000. I'm not sure if they even went up to 7 at the time. But the amount that was paid before this council came in was far less than what we gave. I think last year we gave winners 12,000. Is it 12 or 10? 12. It was 12,000. For the first time in the history of sport in Plett, we gave 12,000 to winners. It should be far less than that. Because we wanted to encourage you as sportsmen, because every day you go to the field, you practice, you do all those things. We said when that tournament takes place, we must reward you and encourage you. And the losers last year, we gave them 8,000. For the first time. The second prize was 8,000. The third prize was 3,500. I'm not going to talk much, but this year Veli will tell you how much is there, because I know some people now. Do you want to tell them? Exactly. We never change it. It remains. But I wanted you to give a history to this, because some people do not know how far we've advanced on these games because of this council. National Treasury does not want us as a municipality to pay money to sport or to give money to sport. It becomes sometimes, they call it a wasteful or irregular expenditure. Mayor, you can't do it. But we live with this community, Mr. Klassen. National Treasury does not want us to support sport. we find it difficult to help our people because of the national regulation, because money comes from there, and all the policies are set up there, but those policies are not helping us at this level. Because people are coming to us, they ask Mayor for money, we want the transport to Cape Town, they don't know that the National Treasury is saying no. Now I have to find a way now, Councillor Swart. I have to find a way of helping these clubs. It is when we started to formulate a partnership with Pito Sport Council. What council does, we request the Sport Council to give us a budget. I take that request and budget, I say, Sport Council, I support this as the mayor, but let me get an approval of the council on this matter. Then I submit that to council, and council approves that money, and then we transfer it to the Sport Council. And Sport Council will help all those clubs and actually coordinate everything. So that's how this process unfolded up until to date. We had a very good relationship with the Sport Council. We will continue to work with them. But the truth of the matter, I was a bit disappointed this year, especially with rugby. There is a committee that we set. They come up with rules on how these games must happen. That's why you don't see rugby today. They fought together. One club was playing against the other, and then when they were tired, they keep on substituting players. Up until I think they substituted up until 7 or 10. They changed up to 10 players. When they were told that no, we are playing with a new club now. Now they refuse because the punishment was, if you do that, you've cheated and you must leave the tournament. But they refused to leave. They staged a sit-in the sport field. They said, let's play again. But the players that they were playing against were already finished and tired. Because they played with new men, about 24 players, They couldn't take it. Then we disqualified them for the tournament. That's why they're not here. But netball, soccer, we even introduced, this year, we introduced a pool table. Because I happened to go to a funeral somewhere. I thought all those years that funeral is for people who are drinking in the taverns. Those guys said, we don't drink, man. We're here to bury one of us. We're a club. Then I said, then if the gentlemen, decent men like this, 68 clubs. 68 clubs. It's a lot of people. We need to encourage those young men and women in sport. But I also know that in sport, there are winners and losers. You know, sometimes when you lose, it does not mean that you are weak. You can be the strongest person or club. But if you work as an individual, even if you are strong in that club, all of you will lose. When somebody wants to show himself that he can do it alone, I've been a sportsman, I know it. It's all about teamwork. So we've seen the best teams. We've seen the best teams and they won. Veli, do we have defending champs here? This year? I know it might be netball. Who are those? We've got OB. No? was beaten by Parade. Isn't it? Who are the champs this year in soccer? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Do we have defending champs? Those who won last year, this year? Who won last year? Can you stand up so that we give you a round of applause? Cricket. Cricket. Those are defending champs. You know what? Everybody was shocked. The reason why I'm doing this video, everybody was expecting that OP is going to win. That's why you are. But unfortunately, it did not go that way. I think in netball, those ladies of last year, they were very good. And it seems as if they are not here this year. Which means
there's a new chair.
Something is happening. Something is happening. And I am grateful that we don't see similar faces here or similar clubs. It means the competition is very high. And thank you very much for that to those clubs who won this year. I'm talking to you, young parents. Must not come and a round of applause for young parents. Thank you very much. And you must keep it up. And also those, the under 13 oriented page, where is it? Under 13, they are not here, isn't it? They won. And under 15, Plett United, is it here? There's a representative. Can you give them a round of applause? Ladies, are those ladies not defending this year? Are they not defending champs? But why didn't you stand up when I was asking for defending champs? Huh? Are you saying they are not? That is Leeds FC, ladies, soccer. Thank you very much, ladies. The defending champs in cricket, pioneers cricket, again a round of applause for them. The pool table champs is the Q Masters. Where are the Q Masters? There they are sitting. Netball champs, the junior is Jaguars. A round of applause for Jaguars. Yeah, those ladies can play.
No, seniors.
No, that's seniors. Sorry, ladies. That's Jaguars, seniors. Sorry. They can play. I saw them last year. They were also playing. And juniors is 7 Mighty Stars. Are they here? A round of applause for them. There's a representative from one representative. Now it's time for me to say to everybody present here, I do not know now what do we do next time about this cup, because I felt that we did not give you enough time to celebrate with your supporters. Really. You know, when you win on the day, you want to carry, the cup, and you celebrate it with your supporters. I think this club, we are denying them that opportunity. What I want maybe next year, when we start another tournament, bring the cup, let them celebrate, and let them return the cup. And then once they are done with their supporters and everything, they bring it back to you. And then we call them again in a function like this, then we can also give them in this manner. But I think we don't give the people outside enough chance to see the celebration of these winners. With those words, I just want to say, Just want to say, may God bless you and all the best. Councillor started now, players are tricky. They want to play again. Deputy, they want to play again. You know what they are saying now? I was thinking about that. They are saying, Mayor, we think that let the Easter tournament be called Easter tournament. You must have your mayoral tournament separately from the Easter tournament. That's another money, councillor. It's not coming from me. I was told, because you are saying people go to the mayor, that's what came to the mayor. They said, Mayor, we need to see your mayoral tournament and separate from the Easter tournament. And I'm going to ask council I'm going to take that to council. Deputies here and councillors are my witnesses. I don't want to take much of your time. Really? I just want to say, may God bless you. Keep up the good work. We will give you the necessary support as the Pito Council. And thank you very much. I think that it's going to be time now for us to issue the medals. Isn't it? MC, what is happening now? Okay, MC is going to tell us about the rest of. I've seen this nice decoration. Where is that Sisi that is cooking for us and the decoration? We want to say thank you to you. To all those clubs that participated and their committees, thank you very much. May God bless you.